Hi, welcome to the first video for a while on all the angles. This video I'm just going to give an update on the All the Allowances Syndicate. If you don't know what the All Allowances Syndicate is, it's a syndicate idea where I buy a horse out in the Czech Republic, 3-year-old horse, retrain in the Czech Republic from the flat to go jumping, and then the horse will run in the 2024 in the year 2024 over fences in the UK. And the idea of the syndicate is to give people a bit of fun, but also try and create some content that's educational in terms of what a young horse has to go through in terms of preparing it for jumping fences, and why indeed it is possible to get a 4-year-old jumping fences rather than just following the perhaps more traditional route over hurdles. If you want to know more about that syndicate, I'll drop a link to the video I did explaining all about the All the Allowances Syndicate in the comments below this video. So, what's been happening since I last posted a video announcing the syndicate? Well, trying to find a horse in all truth. It's not actually been as easy as I thought it might be. The Czech Republic has a fairly small flat racing scene. Horses tend to run over a mile. It tends to be focused around 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, which I thought would make it fairly straightforward to find a suitable 3-year-old to buy out a training in the Czech Republic and to bring to the UK. I thought it would be a fairly amenable market, and actually the opposite has been true, because as we all know, prize money is being hit. There's a global financial crisis, cost of living crisis, and trainers, it would appear, are actually reluctant to sell 3-year-olds out of their yard because they're not confident that they would replace them with yearling orders for the yearling sales. So it was a little bit harder going than I thought. Fairly early on, I thought I'd found a very suitable horse. I've been watching the Czech racing on their YouTube channel, saw a filly run which I thought looked quite promising, had a nice pedigree. She was running over a mile, getting outpaced, has stamina for a mile 4, if not further, in her page. Got in touch with the trainer, and indeed on one of my trips over to the Czech for training, I popped in to see the horse, who was described to be in 170 centimetres, which is almost a little bit big. Walking into the stable, it was very obvious she wasn't 170 centimetres. She was probably 150, probably 160, but she was small, certainly not big enough. And the trainer was ever so genuine. I can only think that it was in his haste to message me, he pressed 7 instead of 6 when describing her size, and therein lay the problem. So she wasn't suitable. He did have a few others that he was keen to show me, and I saw 3. And if I could have taken a little bit out of each 3, I'd have had a really nice horse. But none of the 3 quite hit the brief. And then since then, it's been fairly slow going. People reluctant to sell. They have their guineas and then their derby and indeed their oaks, and then they build up to their ledger, and sort of suitable horses were wanting to be kept hold of for that. But I have, been patient and taking my time. It's about finding the right horse, not about finding a horse. And I've now down to a short list of 2, both of which hit the brief in a number of ways. I'm going to try and get over there now in 10 days' time to look at these horses, hopefully have a sit and make a final decision and get vetting and all that sort of thing done. Ordinarily, I'd have got over there much sooner, but early this month, my darling wife Emma broke her arm, got kicked by one of her yearlings, one of her horses, and so I'm the designated driver at the moment. And as such, it means that training trips to the Czech Republic have been shuffled around a little bit, made a bit shorter. I was planning on going to the Czech Republic this Friday coming, but Emma's hospital checkup is that day, so that meant it's a Saturday and Sunday trip to the Czech Republic, and of course, as luck would have it, there's racing in the Czech Republic Saturday and Sunday, so both trainers are unavailable to show the horses, so got to be a bit more patient again. Not always my strong suit, but I will get there to look at these 2 horses and then hopefully have something back to report on. And then just the other brief update is, in conversation, I was talking to Emma, my wife, about how this process was going to work, and that I was actually looking forward to getting some more consistent riding in, because I haven't ridden consistently and coming on for 8 years now. I do sit on the odd horse when I'm away training, one that's a bit difficult maybe, or if I'm trying to demonstrate what I want a rider to do. But that would only be probably once a month and only for an hour. And Emma questioned whether I would be fit enough to ride, and truthfully, it wasn't a thought I'd had. I'm not a big guy. I muck out 8 horses a morning, and I walk around a fair bit to get horses in and out, and I'm pretty active with the kids, and I eat pretty healthy. I don't drink an awful lot. But then it did occur to me, actually, when I do ride, I do feel it a bit the next day. I do probably puff a bit more than I should do. So fitness plan needs to come into action. And truthfully, I just lack the motivation to get fit. I'm not vain enough to want to look like one of these chiseled gods. I'm not concerned enough about my health to want to do it for a health reason. And all throughout my life, I've been pretty fit, but it's always come from a desire to better myself and my performances. When I was competing, it was results driven. If I was fitter, if I was stronger, my results were better, and that for me was everything in my career. I could sacrifice anything if I thought my results were going to get better. So I was very fit. I worked in a boxing gym when I was based in Oxfordshire, and was pretty fit then, sort of sparring twice a week. And then when I moved to Wales, I found a psychotic SAS PT instructor who really put me through it, and I felt in great shape. But that, like I said, that was driven by desire to get better results for my sport and my competition career. And since that stopped, that motivation just isn't quite there. So what I've decided to do is get back running, which might be difficult. I've had a few bad accidents, and my ankles and knees and hips, and actually my entire alignment isn't perhaps what it once was. So running hasn't always been easy. But scrolling through Twitter like you do the other day, waiting for the kettle to boil, saw that Cancer Research UK have got their run 60 miles in September. So jumped on that, signed up to that, run in memory of my late mum, who did a lot of fundraising for cancer research before, ironically and sadly, succumbing to the illness herself, the disease herself, vile disease that it is. So that's going to be my motivation. 60 miles in September. Can't be all that bad, can it? But a bit of advice, if you care to drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Running shoes. I mean, I haven't bought a pair of running shoes in probably a decade. I've got a pair of trainers, but I use them for mucking out, and they're pretty decrepit. Got a pair of flip-flops, got a pair of work boots, got a pair of smart shoes. None of those are going to cut the job. So without breaking the bank, and preferably if they've got wheels and a motor in the heel, drop your suggestions for some good running shoes, comfortable running shoes that are going to save my knees, but not break the bank. I'd appreciate that. That's all for now. I will drop back in hopefully 10-12 days time with news of the syndicate horse, and a little video of what I went through in terms of trying these 2 horses. In the meantime, if you want any more information, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. The syndicate is subscribed, but there are a few places, so if it's something that would interest you, drop a message and I'll speak to you very soon.